Yeah, hello and welcome to the Banter Blitz. It looks a little bit odd there. I changed some camera setting, I guess. You can see almost my whole office, even the stuff on top of the cupboard. Anyway, let's go to the actual play screen. Sorry for the late start. Going to take a challenge real quick so that we get started. So, does that look somewhat okay? Yeah, it's a little bit odd. I can change that. I needed it for something else, you know. The different screen setup. Let me make one move at least, so that the game starts. And now, where is that webcam controller? There, it's here, right? Let me check. Ha! And now we can play chess. Yeah, sorry, it took a little bit longer. I thought like 3 minutes is what I wrote in the chat, but it took longer. And I'm sorry for that, but I felt that I cannot really get something going without a huge coffee. This is a coffee, not a tea. And yeah, that took a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm going with the complete with the hand brew routine, and this takes longer. I actually screwed up my move order here. Not that this is a problem, but I don't know this line at all. That could be a problem. In the fight like Magnus, I went for bishop d7 immediately, not d takes e5. And I really have no clue about all this. Yes, it's a Logitech webcam. But I think that's probably the case for almost all of the streamers. Now, yeah, I think a6 was a bit of a time loss, and it could be an issue. I'll try to somehow find an upside about my position. And one upside here is that I'm looking at the g2 pawn, and h4, h3 could be useful. First of all, I'm going to play rook d8 and try to make d5 more difficult. I do take 3-minute challenges, of course. Yeah, he's going to go rook c1, and I'm scared. I really am. Yeah, I watched Magnus's show yesterday. Not all of it. I was really a bit busy yesterday, and with nothing very exciting. I did my taxes, which is a pain, but you have to do it at some point. And I was just like occasionally glancing at the show, and yeah, he did what he usually does, crush people mercilessly. Yeah, I have to challenge him in a future show. It would be really fun. I mean, probably fun in the sense that like I'm getting crushed, but it would still be cool to play him. But I couldn't really do it yesterday. I was like knee deep in paper. My whole desk was cluttered with stuff, and I was not really paying close attention to the stream. I know that he won all games. That was on Twitter later. Who's my favorite for the candidates? Yeah, that's a tough one. First of all, you cannot actually be completely sure that it takes place. And this is the first thing, and I don't think there's a change there The commonly mentioned names are also my favorites, like Ding and Caruana. And Caruana, I think a little bit more. One reason is simply he's done it before, which is helpful. Okay, now I know that looks a little bit strange what I'm doing, but I try to gain a bit of space and push white a little bit back. F5. I actually didn't really register with me that he has queen e2, and now he's got actually f4. Tough, really tough. Yes, I have like 90% chess books on my shelves. It's probably a fair estimate. Yeah, I don't like my position here. It's very loose. Simply rook c7 could be a thing. Yeah, that also looks like very reasonable choice. It's not so powerful, this move. It doesn't threaten much. So maybe I can still push him back. Yeah, I only have, I mean, at my current state I have like almost only chess books. I don't have a single work of fiction, I think, because I sold everything a couple of years ago. I had literally, yeah, I'm not sure how many, a lot of fiction, and I sold it. I only buy like non-chess books. I only buy now in ebook format. I don't want to have all the paper cluttering my place. This is actually interesting, yeah. Okay, I have to watch the time. Taking it, there was immediately b6 hanging. I really have some issues here. The position is not good, and the time is, it's non-increment. That's important. I often play with increment, and whenever I don't have it, it is deeply irritating. So we'll see. He has prepared exactly for this case. Wants to play knight c4, but it was almost like a pre-move what I wanted to do here. Not good. I definitely did not want to take d5. Something like that is probably quite strong. Yeah, it is very strong. I'm getting killed here. Yeah, Magnus didn't have such an easy job against Mamedov. That was surprising. I mean, but Magnus probably wasn't in super great shape. I mean, I always had an excellent score against Mamedov. I mean, I had an excellent score on the ICC. I always feel he's a bit of a strange player. But yeah, he did quite well against Magnus. Yeah, he's completely comfortable with winning on time. The position he would not win, I think. I only have 16 seconds is the problem. I got a draw. Yeah, I have to take it. to take it. Yeah, good game. Rofi. Now, let's check. I want to check if I've got some new challenges. Destrosar. Oh my goodness, from Aruba. Nah. Destrosar Tormentas. Okay. Yeah, well, if you look at Magnus's Blitz matches, I mean, you have to really see that he's not playing on full steam unless he really has to. I mean, if you look at the first game, you clearly see that he is playing dodgy openings and stuff, and he wants to kind of get through without showing any sort of preparation, like those bad Scandinavians and so on. And if he absolutely has to, he can play a lot better, I think. Yeah, he's really not on 100%, let's say, simply because he doesn't need to. Yeah, Destro something. He's playing an interesting line. This is not a bad line for white. Okay, so I'm not sure bishop b7 if I need to do this. I can also go back immediately. This is an interesting idea that I found when I researched the Fight Like Magnus repertoire, that you can often simply retreat the knight here from d4 and just claim that white's setup on the queen side makes no sense. And I think this claim is usually quite successful. Now let's see. Prom Night is still asking me about the closed Catalan. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can challenge me by simply going if you take the mouse and hover above my name, the name below the actual streaming window in blue, then you can challenge me. Yeah, a good question here by Carsten. What is the best line against the classical Sicilian? This is a line that now has a new opening video series on Chess24 in English language by I don't remember. I mean, he's got some Scandinavian name. Maybe he's Norwegian. I'm not quite sure, but there's a new series about the classical Sicilian, and I do think indeed that you should probably play, if you're white, with bishop g5, the Rouser variation. I think the bishop c4 lines are okay for black, always have been okay in some way. Yeah, Haldorsen. Okay, that is the name. I'm sorry, I simply couldn't remember the name, only that it had this Scandinavian ring to it. And I watched like 20 minutes or so, and no, he looked like a very reasonable presentation. But really, it's not like a full endorsement. Yeah, I just had a look and like, oh, interesting subject, because I'm interested in this, and that's the extent of what I did. I never played h6 here because I felt if I do so, he's probably simply not reacting to it, and I don't want to take on g5 and have h takes g5 and the h file and then getting mated and so on. I don't want to get checkmated. The classical Sicilian is an interesting choice for black. I always thought this is a possible project for me to research it for an opening repertoire, simply because the only critical line seems to be indeed the rouser. The other lines don't feel very critical. Yes, h5 was interesting. I wanted to put the knight to g4, which obviously succeeded, but if it's good, it's an entirely different matter. I have no idea if it is any good. I didn't quite see f5 coming, intending knight h4. Yeah, this doesn't look that great, right? Knight e3 is coming. I can drop back to f6 though. Oh, come on. Ah, interesting. Okay. So I'm going to take and play rook d8. I somehow have this feeling that I'm not in good shape here, but I don't quite see why. So if I'm taking, yeah, probably have to, huh? Let's take it. Is he going to play f6? This is certainly a threat. So let's go to f6. My idea now is rook d4 and potentially b4. That would be good. Yeah, I want to pressurize e4. Yeah, again, the classical Sicilian, I always felt the only critical approach is the rouser. And if you can somehow make this work for black, then it's a really cool opening, because against bishop c4 and move 6 you have many options, and you have good options against bishop e2 and so on. So this is a fairly good choice, and it's very fighting. There is no like exchange variation, drawish variation, something like that. It's pretty interesting. And the classical has gotten, oh shoot, I forgot about f6. That was very silly. Anyway, it has gotten a bit of a, yeah, it has gotten some kind of revival in recent years. And one reason is that the young generation of players, in particular Alireza Firouzja, is playing this, and with quite some success. Also Maghsoodloo and some Chinese players are playing it, so it's interesting. It's a really cool, maybe a cool alternative to more mainstream Sicilians. I feel the top players are a little bit skeptical because it's risky, but it's still interesting. Risky means that the top guys, they're often really happy with some kind of equality, and this is not really an opening variation where you play for equality, the classical. Okay, I'm trying to break open this g5 f6 thing, and I think with success, I guess. So I'm taking here and I take f6. So I'm happy that my rook is kind of trapped. Probably have to go for f5 here to free it. Still a little bit. Yeah, I have to do it. There's just no way to not play f5 in this position. I have to activate, and I have the much better time. That is quite important here. Okay, so he's going for this pin. That makes quite some sense. Can still take. Okay, so I'm going to win this on time and position. was pretty clear that I was winning on time for quite a while. Oops, it wasn't planned, but he's going to lose on time. There's just no way around it. Alright, thanks for the game, Destrozar Tormentas. Wow, that's a handful. Now, let's check who is challenging me. I'm going to, as usual, go for newer opponents. And I should activate the other chats. I did not do that yet. So open this. And I'm black against Hosam Tak. I'm not even trying to pronounce that correctly. Anyway, so why is my rating so low? Did I lose that many games the last session? Okay, that's a bit strange. Okay, now Hosam Tak. Oh yeah, knight c3. What is he doing here? The Lawrence Strand variation. That's a game that I saw. No, he plays bishop g5. No, Odegaard does not play on Chess24. I don't know if he's still playing on the ICC. I haven't logged on to the ICC for a very long time. Yes, that's true. I had a pretty good run a while ago when I was very close to 3,000. That can happen. That's interesting play by my opponent here with Queen h5. Yeah, this is the kind of position where just trading queens would be extremely helpful. Not sure what to do here. I can go bishop g7 simply. Interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting position. I try for queen f6, queen h6. If I can get rid of the annoying queen. Yeah, I didn't think knight g5 was very dangerous. It was mentioned in the chat, but now my idea is queen h6, simply forcing the queens off with a check. That can also happen after knight b5, which would be a bit annoying, but it's a check, so okay, I'm going to happily trade queens now. And it's still not, I'm not better or anything, but trading queens is quite useful. Okay, now I have to be aware of my development issues here. I don't really have a good development. And castling could be tricky due to h3, g4 things. I'm going king f8 instead, so that I have rook g8. This is a matter of organization. If I can sort of organize my position and coordinate, then I will be fine with the two bishops, but white doesn't have a bad piece. Like, there's no structurally bad piece. So probably this should be about equal. I mean, I would prefer to be black simply because of the long-term asset with the bishops. but objectively speaking, white is certainly not worse. I would think about with white what to do with the knight on c3. The knight looks very silly, and something like g3, knight e2 to f4. I don't have a challenge list or anything. I'm just looking at the list and pick people who have not played much. This is my main priority. I want to give chances to newer players. So there's no way to tell that that somebody is on a certain spot, let's say, in the queue. Okay, so knight to d6 could be a thing. Yeah, I think this is an idea actually. Covering those two critical squares, and my point is that I play a6 next and then go back to d6, and d6 looks like I think the currently best square. Okay, now I can play f4. Yeah, I think I will do that. This is a chance that I don't want to miss. I mean, it's not like I'm winning or anything, but I think it's generally helpful to get rid of the double pawn. My h pawn is still a bit vulnerable, but yeah, I don't think that knight c7 or d6 was a big issue. It's just like I thought that the bishop is good on d6 anyway, and this kind of it kind of pieced itself together, let's say, if this is an expression. Now, how do we do that? I could go b5, b4. He's currently not really close to the c5 square. Yeah, he can take that pawn. If I play... No, but I can take... Maybe just h6. I don't really want to check if I can sacrifice the h pawn. That could be a bit premature. Okay, so this is actually what I feared, that he would simply try to shut down everything. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. It's just it's not very ambitious, but probably not a bad move. Okay, now knight here, right? Let's attack the c3 pawn. King c2, rook c8 looks good for black. Maybe he's actually trying to calculate. Yeah, I kind of expected that. But, you know, I don't really think this is an issue. I think I cannot take, yeah, because at the end, like king c2, well, then I can take a2. So I can take, actually. No, I cannot take a2. This is a check. Okay, so I will do what I wanted to do anyway. Just give up the pawn for compensation. Okay. The thing is, what I saw is like knight d1, I can go rook c8, and now how does he keep it? Yeah, king c2 I can simply take. So he's giving this up. Is there a tactic that I'm missing? I don't think there is. I can just grab this, right? And then b4 and d4 are weak. And he doesn't have time. This is quite important. So let's take material. I'm not sure if it was a good choice. His move, I mean. Okay, now, is there a way to immediately kill him off? Okay, the check just keep material on the board. And here now, threatening rook c1 mate. It's a bit of a cheapo. But he didn't have any time. He says bad connection. Yeah, that can always, of course, haunt you. Thanks for the game, Hosam Tak. Now, is there anybody new there? Victopus. I don't remember having played Victopus. Let me check. Doesn't say. Oh, I did, and I lost. Okay. Background of chess from Turkey. Why not? I haven't played him ever. So, going to mix it. And yeah, the issue is a little bit playing 1800s earns me 1 point if I win, and if I lose, I'm completely annihilated rating wise. So waiting for background of chess to play. Doesn't now he does play. So the exchange variation. Still getting some kind of negative feedback about this recommendation from my Keep It Simple 1e4, but yeah, it's fine. It's really fine. Yes, knight bd2, c3, queen c2. This is the setup that white should go for. There's a question, why did Vichy choose to stay in Germany? I did not really follow this story that much. I was under the impression that he didn't really have a choice. But I could be wrong, really. Currently you have so many news streams and so on. And I wasn't really sure if there was some kind of regulation that he has to stay in Germany and cannot leave. Yeah, I have no idea really. I don't know any more. Probably you know more than I do. The only thing that I know that you might know is that when he owned a house in Germany, and maybe still does, in near Frankfurt. So if he's staying there, he's probably at least on familiar ground and not in some kind of hotel or whatever where you probably don't want to stay. Yeah, Arnold is a vegetarian. I think that's fairly common. Fairly common, yeah, amongst Indian people. How's the situation in Germany? Is the question by Power of Knights. It's tough to say. I mean, we I think today is the first day where the schools are closed. That was a pretty remarkable step, let's say, or remarkable, or let's say there's some kind of important step that changes life for many people. And no, I took with the queen. I was too soon. Not quite sure. There's a YouTube chat question. What elo is this game? Not sure what you're trying to ask. Try to ask questions, but I mean, we have okay, you probably, because background of chess is such a long name that even after my adjustment you cannot read it. He had an 1800 rating. Okay, now, is somebody new here? Parlando, I have played. Victopus, I tried that earlier. That was a loss. Fokuchanu, Fakugamu. That's very difficult for me. And thanks again for Hosam, for the game with Hosam Tuck. Fachugamu is playing. Okay. Then play. Please. Lots of vegetarian chess players. Do you think there's a higher... I also play 3 minutes. That's completely fine. Do you think that amongst chess players there's a higher vegetarian percentage? It's possible. It's possible. It would make a bit of sense. I mean, I've seen statistics that the rate of vegetarians or vegans is a bit higher amongst those with a higher school education, for example. And if you kind of assume that the average chess player, you know, is a bit higher educated, it's not totally unfair assumption. It could be some kind of correlation. But yeah. Okay, now I'm trying to put some pressure on d4 and indirectly on g3. That's a weird thing to say in the chat there. The reversed London is a refutation of my c4 repertoire. What? Sorry, I don't follow. And I don't think so. Okay, so I'm going to take... I mean, I had some issues here with this kind of... this position type in earlier Banter Blitzes. I really did. To get d5, and I mean, the bishop on a7 looks a little bit odd. Okay, I think probably f6, just pushing back. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of my position, but it's getting a little bit better. Yeah, I wonder if this is the thing. Probably yes. I need to get some kind of play against this big center. Yeah, I did expect that, but I wasn't entirely sure what to make of it. So going to do this before I push the knight back, and then see if I take on d5 or if I play c5. But c5 looks absolutely... Oh wait, he went back. He went back. That wasn't quite to be expected. No, I don't think d5 was such a good choice. Now it's difficult. Yeah, the queen has to defend d5, and I mean, it doesn't have to, but probably wants to defend the pawns, and so I'm getting this one, very important pawn, and I'm still attacking the a-pawn. Maybe I actually should have taken the a-pawn now that I think of it. E4 was hanging. Did I blunder? Did I not take e4? Really? I don't know. If I overlooked it, it's possible. When did I? Now? Yeah, c6 also hangs. It's not like I did not. I mean, no. Okay, now d5 is definitely attacked, so have to secure this one. Maybe he's got b4. Difficult. This is a difficult position. Fashugamu, not sure. It's doing quite okay here. Don't like this so much. Maybe I should have gone to f7 nevertheless, because this is a super annoying move, really. Yeah, but c6 was also hanging, like I already said. And I'm not sure that taking e4 makes sense when he can take c6. Doesn't really feel good here, this position. He can simply take d6. I don't think this is a problem. Oops, he doesn't take it. Ooh, don't like this at all. Yeah, my position is not very well coordinated. That's the thing. You can simply take d6. Absolutely not good. Yeah, I'm just a pawn down for absolutely nothing. For more or less nothing. Huh. I must have misplayed this somehow. Not quite sure what I did wrong. Yeah, absolutely not good at all. What can I say? And I only have 25 seconds. Yeah, I didn't do this too wrong. What can I do? White is also doing a pretty good job here, I feel. I mean, maybe I'm just playing super stupid stuff, but he's doing a good job here, I think. putting quite some problems in front of me every move. Nah, I wanted to go to c7, of course. There was a mouse slip. Very silly, but okay, it happens. Only have absolutely no time here, no time at all. He's not very quick actually. Yeah, I will flag him probably. Oh, he can checkmate me. He can just checkmate me here. Like, this is mate. I couldn't even it wasn't even time to offer a draw or anything. I was just outplayed in this game. I have no clue really what I did wrong, because I think at the very, like, I cannot be in bad shape here. That would be a bit strange. I must be okay here. I mean, the chat insisted on taking, but he takes here, and is that good? I don't know. I don't know. What I actually think is that I probably shouldn't give up b4 here and just play bishop c5, or take here. That's probably the thing. Still not clear at all. Yeah, thanks for the game, Fachugamu. You definitely should have gotten more there than a loss. That is a non-premium. So, is there anybody entirely new? It's again a non-premium. I have to look through this a little bit. Challenged by Pausen Jr. Let's go d4. Have to watch out a little bit. Like, watch the clock. It's a little bit of an odd time. Magnus accepted non-premium, so I wasn't probably aware what he did. Yeah, it's Paulson Jr. playing. Never played him before. Yeah, I'm giving him a couple of more seconds to play. If not, then we're going to play somebody else. Yeah, I'm going to cancel this one and see the King 03, Der Wikinger. It's not a very Spanish name, Der Wikinger. Let's see if Der Wikinger is playing. The Viking would be the translation. Kind of skeptical if he plays. No, doesn't look like it. Happy to take the next, take a new challenge. Luca U. Dot. A little bit strange. I've taken some challenges that are a bit older, and that can be an issue, that people issued the challenge and then, I don't know, started to do the dishes or something like that. And then the moment I actually accept, they are not on. Black can actually take on b2 here, but it's difficult to play for a win with this move. No, Jan and Lawrence will still play after like in 35 minutes when this show ends. They start with an English show and I'm going to do my German show. So they will run at the same time. Okay, now here in this game against Luca U, probably German, huh? Yeah. Okay, now he allowed me knight e4 with the tempo. Okay. It's not like the knight is doing that much. No, you don't need to re-challenge. The challenge will still be active. Oh man. What is the knight doing on a2? The poor horse can go to b4, then to c2, and it's still a pretty poor horse. Okay, let's take. Just be annoying. Yeah, it's probably not such a great move now that I think of it, because f3 is something that he probably doesn't mind playing anyway. Tja, do we go e5 here or not? That is an interesting question. Not sure about the timing. I'm going to play it, but yeah, I don't know if, I mean, I can only imagine how it is for Magnus to choose opponents. He probably has like hundreds of challenges, something like that, and it I think it can probably be quite challenging to make sure to only accept premiums. I probably should have just taken and then played knight a4. That didn't really register that this is a possibility. Yeah, this is pretty good for me now. Okay, bishop h6, he might just take e5. It's a bit of a pain. Okay. So let's prepare it. Okay. This is a bit annoying now, right? I mean, rook c2 is like so ugly, you don't want to play that. Yeah, I still did. I mean, you can still say that my bishop on b7 also sucks. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong in doing that. Yeah, but it's difficult to make to improve this piece considerably. Really difficult. Okay, now here I can take and grab that file. After bishop e2, if I simply play here, right, rook d2, isn't he forced to trade? Yeah, and now b2 is falling. Yeah, but I cover that. Alright, Luca, thanks for the game. Oops, didn't want to do that. Now, Exelixis. I really have some problems with those names. Sorry about that. Exelixis. I always have problems if the names are clearly not English names, yeah, and I have to pronounce them somehow in an English way, and obviously I'm not a native speaker, and it will, whatever I do, it will sound extremely strange. So aha, okay. That was an interesting. What is that? G3? What is G3? Is that the new video series? There is some new video series that's called, like, I don't know, Battle of the Sveshnikov with G3. Is it this line? I've never seen that. There's an information that during a quarantine, is that the right way? Quarantine. I have never pronounced that word, you know, like a 14-day period where you should stay at home or things are closed down to contain this virus. That premiums are allowed to challenge. That would be interesting. Doesn't sound unreasonable, but I haven't got any information about something like that, so I am still not taking premium challenges unless somebody confirms that for sure. Okay, now I have now blocked the queen side quite reliably. Okay, he wants to play a3. I do understand. So yeah, rook b8 so that I can take it. Yeah, should be okay. Like a3 I take and b3 is immediately hanging. Okay, so just develop. My dear's knight e4, and I don't think white wants to take the knight and give me that rather powerful bishop pair, and if he does not want to take, then I'm ready to jump to c3. Okay. If you absolutely insist, I'm happy to do that. Okay. Wow, I did not expect that. My bishop looks pretty strong. But okay, let's have a look there. I think I want to have an emphasis on the king side quite clearly. Is bishop f3 a move? I don't know. Hey, just plays knight e1. Just plays knight e1. Oh, no time. I just spotted the real problem here. It's the time. Okay, I'm trying for f5. Really? Oh, I didn't see that. That's annoying. Super annoying, actually. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, I blundered e4 actually. G5 and rook g2 mate. That's my only chance here. Almost. Almost. What? That was a super odd stuff. that was super weird. I only recognized very late that I was down on time, and then what did I do there? That was super cool. What happened here? So here. Yeah, so he's actually promoting this, right? I mean, we had no time whatsoever. Yeah, I can take here, right? Right, okay, that was no time at all. Yeah, I just completely forgot to check the clock. I mean, that was the biggest problem. I only saw that I had no time and it was really a bit too late. Okay, Sergei Rachmaninov. Let's play a higher rated guy, 2800. So the question in the YouTube chat, if I'm half Polish, and no, you cannot really say that. I know that my family has some roots in what is nowadays, of course, Poland, but it is a long time ago. It must in the 1800s. So, but I don't really have let's say a clear. Yeah, I don't have any clear information about this. I only know that from what. Yeah, well, that was what was kind of told to me by my grandparents and so on. Yeah, Sergei has made a big blunder here with his choice of variation, and loses quite a bit of material now. So I can take here and here and win the rook. Yeah, I'm a full rook up. He might be able to win the knight there on h8. Okay, now the thing is, how do we play this? I think it could be a good idea to put the bishop here on the long diagonal. Or do we want... I'll just take another pawn. What else? For what? Why not? I'm an exchange and a pawn up, and he has got a pretty disgusting pawn structure. And I'm ahead on the clock. Pawn. Very important. Okay, now f3, knight g5 is still a bit annoying. I wanted to play knight a3, and I think it's okay. Rook b2, knight takes c4. I actually could have played rook c2. Now that I think of it, that would have been a little bit better even. Yeah, rook c2 would have been a little bit better even. I have a question actually. I mean, completely regardless of the fact that it's not completely clear that the candidates are actually happening. I'm still not sure about this. But in any case, if we assume that it happens, this tournament, Do you know, or did you? I didn't pay attention. Didn't pay attention. Ah. I was just about to pose this question, and this is when I didn't look. Yeah, this is probably relatively best, but I didn't want to do that. Yeah, what I wanted to ask is if anybody knows who's doing the commentary on what day, like, and is there some sort of are there pairings, let's say, with the commentary? Like, for example, is Short always going to do it together with Lawrence Trent, for example? Just one possibility. Or who is doing it? Who's the other guy besides Krumnik? That would be interesting to me if they mix this, or are they doing? I have three people. Okay, Krumnik, Jan, and Lawrence. Interesting. And then Short. Ah, yeah. Okay, so they. Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Whatever. I'm already completely pissed. Sorry that I have to play this position. I'm just a complete clown. I'm already not interested in this game anymore. I was a rook up, and then I didn't look, and I have to still play this game. Really annoying. It's of course still a draw, but whatever. Oh, very lucky. Now we can even justify to win on time. Yeah, that was completely ridiculous. I just didn't pay any attention anymore after that opening. Simply awful. Simply awful. Yeah, anyway. This is not a premium. It happens to me far too often. If they play a totally ridiculous opening, I kind of think, okay, well, this game is over. And then, yeah, you make a silly mistake, and then I don't know. I kind of lose interest once the game is essentially over. One thing is clear: if you continue to annoy me in the chat to play, I will never play you. This is the sure way to never get this ever. This game, really, I really don't like that. Getting asked a million times, it is just not a very mature way of handling things. And in particular, don't annoy me after I lost being a rook up. Wow. Okay, now, so let's have a look here. I think I'm going e5 and try to prove that the bishop on h8 is not so good. I think that can be successful. This knight is heading in the direction of f6. Let's see if that happens. Yeah, not really all that much that NPC MCD can do. Also a new opponent, lots of new guys, and this is always, I think, very positive. He's taking a bit too long here. Whatever he's doing on the board, the clock will, yeah, certainly haunt him later. Yeah, the knight has a long journey. Bishop g5 f6. Yeah, Magnus is not looking at the chat. Yeah, this is also probably a bit of a pain if you try to do that being him, because the chat is like completely completely swamped with messages. So I don't think it's really something to yeah, to blame him for. I'm not saying you're trying to do that in the chat currently. It's just like I mean, I have, if we combine the platforms, maybe like 200 people, and he had like 4,000. And yeah. So what I'm trying to do is, I have 3 pieces that can play on dark squares, and I really want to I always like to react to the chat. Yeah, you would certainly play a little bit better if you don't look at the chat, if you just play and don't really do the banter, but well, it's Banter Blitz, yeah, for a reason. Okay, now bishop f6. The bishop here is miserable, but Chess24 also streams on Twitch, is multi-platform. So currently we are streaming, or I'm live on Twitch and also on YouTube. So yeah, the thing with this game is he will lose on time, basically no matter what. But also the dark squares here will be unbearable. I also have rook c1, rook c5, and so on. Okay, I go here. Yeah, he's losing on time, but he doesn't really have any reasonable move to play. Yeah, and NPC MCD lose on time. You really have to play more quickly, really. It's I mean, the position didn't really look good, but yeah, it doesn't really matter if you have absolutely no time. I mean, I tend to be too slow as well, so it's kind of funny that I give this advice, but it's really the first thing to do in Blitz is to be somewhat fast. so that you're not losing on time every single game. Okay, I'm playing against Pipu Piopu. What a weird name. Sorry, don't want to be judgmental, but it's a bit odd. And I'm pretty happy with this. It's a King's Indian attack, where I've managed to get the Botvinnik center set up. This is nice, really nice. I have already a space advantage and a fairly easy game. I have a couple of things that I want in this position. One is to definitely make sure that the move d4 never happens. Interesting. Yeah, I can go here with the check. One move that is playable here is knight d4, as c takes, yeah, attacks the queen and the bishop at the same time. This looks like a good position, but I can also just grab more space and claim that this is enough to be better. I think this is probably a correct assumption. I have to be interesting. Okay, well, knight d4 is a bit more, no. There's a question in the Twitch chat, where's Magnus? I don't know. I haven't checked under my desk, but he's not in my apartment. Knight d4, he can just move the queen is the thing. It doesn't really help much. Knight d4 maybe. C takes, rook takes e3. I mean, it's a bit of a cheap trick. But maybe it's not too bad. Yeah, so I get to play this tactical idea. No, bishop d4 is just strong. Okay, now he's attacking g6. Interesting. g6 is hanging, so this is an important point. I can definitely just take. A fight like Magnus, the part of the screen here is the name of an opening repertoire based on Magnus Carlsen's Black Sicilian lines, and that is an opening repertoire that I have written and released on Chessable late last year. So if you want a good, interesting opening repertoire in a Sicilian, this could be something for you. Okay, yeah, my bishop is stronger, but if he takes on d4, I'm still very much in control. Yeah, one thing that I recently read and I thought that makes a lot of sense is if you are actually yeah, more or less forced to stay at home. I mean, everybody is in a somewhat different situation, but let's say you are at home a lot and you don't quite know what to do with your time. It makes sense to use the time somewhat in some reasonable way, and not just like, I don't know, binge watch TV or whatever. I mean, not saying you shouldn't, but whatever you want to do, you can do. But what I read is doing something reasonable, something sensible. And one thing that I felt was interesting is, yeah, to learn a new language. This is always useful. And there are many interesting resources nowadays to learn languages online. My problem is a little bit with that. I would also like to learn a bit of a language, but my problem is the language that I would like to learn. There are no online resources unless I've overlooked it. I would like to learn a little bit of Slovenian because I'm going there for vacation every year. And let's see if I can play this one. But I didn't find any online resources. There are many platforms now for more common languages, like, of course, English and Spanish, Italian, French, and so on. Trying to play Akiko Magnin BKS. Complicated names. Yeah, maybe you can send me some bullet challenges, as this game does not seem to start. Like 1 minute or 2 minutes, I will take them. I have already some 3 minutes, so I can play Karamoko. Let's play this guy. No, I'm not going to change my holiday destination. As long as the place that I'm traveling to each year is open, I will go there. This is absolutely sure. Yeah, it's 3 minute chess, so if possible, I should be quick. Interesting. Yeah, and probably not bad what he did here. Oops. I cannot play the rook. Yeah, c5 is kind of debatable. Maybe it's just a strategic mistake. You can. It's still possible. It's still possible for white to place for g4, but it seems that it's not on his agenda at all. Bishop h6. I'm a bit surprised that he allowed this. Trading off one of the bishops. I mean, white is still in very okay shape, don't get me wrong, but I thought not trading was a bit more interesting. Yeah, he's going for g4. I have a very smallish counterplay here. White still has quite a bit of pressure. So this is coming to e5. That is an absolute necessity. Otherwise, I have not even a hint of play. Yeah, that was kind of clear. Tja. He's got excellent compensation there. Absolutely excellent compensation. Maybe I should have simply taken. Can take on c5 now. It's very, very dangerous. Maybe he's got something better, but okay. I don't know if that was so good. All of a sudden, I'm active. I don't think he can do that. Yeah, these are a bit quick, yeah, but still. Here, rook g2. It's still dangerous. And he's not threatening the check, so I can do this. I really have to get rid of that bloody knight. That's so annoying, this piece. Okay. And we're not losing on time. Okay. Yeah, thanks a lot for the game, Karamoko. Now, this English show has gotten a little bit too long, but it's always difficult to judge. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll be on in a moment in the German show if you want to continue watching me. Thanks a lot, and I'll be back in a couple of days. Currently, it is planned that I do 2 shows before the candidates tournament starts, like early morning Central European time. We'll see. Okay, check the schedule on Chess24 website. Bye bye.